All right, Hangout is live. This is my channel, so I guess I should say hello and welcome if anybody's actually watching. This is Cole with Orc, and Jay is here too. We'll see him in a minute. We're going to do another live commentary. As usual, it was really difficult to find something that we all actually wanted to watch and had access to do. We're going through Netflix and Amazon Prime and all that stuff, and as usual, Canada and US does not match up. But we're going to do the third movie in that El Mariachi trilogy from Robert Rodriguez, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And Jay owns it somewhere, so he's off to find the disc. Or at least Canadian viewers, it's on Amazon Prime and Netflix. It's on both, so I'm going to watch it on Netflix because why not? And what are you watching it on, or?
I have a free trial of HBO.
Oh, nice. That's me too. So yeah, so it's probably on HBO or Crave or whatever.
So yeah, look, if you don't own it, it's on your Netflix, and then in America, it's on HBO if you have that.
Yeah, it's also on my Amazon Prime. It's on both. Movie I haven't seen in a while. I liked it. I saw it in theaters. Um, it's right. It's one of the last really cool things that Johnny Depp did before he started just taking stupid roles and doing stupid shit. Like Johnny Depp's really enjoyable in this movie. I think he's funny.
You know what's interesting is I like and I respect Tim Burton as a filmmaker, but a lot of people have a raging hard on for him, and I really
Oh
don't
yeah, I know.
know why.
Well,
I don't get it. Like especially women, like they love Tim Burton and they love like the band Tool. Like they're just obsessed with those two things, and I just don't understand. I'm just like, all right, Tool's
yeah,
pretty good, you know.
it's a certain sort of person. They're like into indie stuff or goth stuff or whatever like that. Like that's why a lot of people throughout my life thought like I'd be a big Tim Burton fan because I like dark, quirky, weird stuff.
Oh, you're weird. You love that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll admit he's done a few that I like a bit, although I don't know how much. Like for instance, I love Nightmare Before Christmas, which is often called Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, when really he only just wrote this little weird like poem slash short story thing that the thing is based on, and I don't really give him credit for that movie. Then we did do my favorite of his movies that I think is just a perfect storm of everything he did. We did this on the channel. Remember we did Sleepy Hollow, or I don't know if you were there, but Jay and I at least did Sleepy Hollow. And I really
No,
love Sleepy Hollow because it's like a perfect storm of all the Burton stuff. It's like dark and gothic, and it has Johnny Depp looking all pale, and it's got the guy that always does the music. Who is it? Danny Elfman, with a soundtrack, with a choir going la 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 la, skeleton trees against the sky, all that dark quirky shit for Sleepy Hollow. I really enjoy, but not so much for other things. And I think the last 15, 20 years, all he does is adapt stories and ruin them. Like Planet of the Apes, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Alice in Wonderland. Thanks a lot. All he did was mess those up. And he has something else coming up too. That's another one, like another adaptation of some existing thing. I can't remember. Oh yeah, Dumbo. He's the one doing the the Disney live action Dumbo. So I have no faith in that being any good.
Oh, okay, shit.
Because Burton will just Burton it up with his stupid shit. So I don't know. Some people like his early stuff, and I don't know, it's too much to get into. But people have heard me bitch about the Batman movies. I appreciate what they did for the character. They helped make it popular, and they helped get comic book movies going. But I think they're just too cheesy and lame, and they don't take the character seriously. I still can watch both those Burton movies, Batman and Batman Returns. I can still get some enjoyment out of them. It's not like they're horrible, but yeah, to me they're massively flawed and don't really, they don't take the world or the character seriously.
Yeah,
And I don't think he had any respect for the subject matter. He even said something like he'd never read a comic in his life, and he said it with that disdain of people that look down on comics. There's less of that now, but there was a ton of it back then. Nobody read comics.
Those two movies are fun to watch, but a lot of people really love the first one, and it's a good movie. But I don't think it's like I'm not like, oh, I have free time, let's watch the first Batman.
Yeah,
It's like
but
it's never.
And the movie that really got him on board for all those goth types, of course, was Beetlejuice. And I've never understood why people like Beetlejuice. It barely even has a plot. It's just like a bunch of stuff, and then it just stops. It's like,
Bro,
okay, this new family moves into a house. They have a troubled, angsty, gothy daughter, and they accidentally summon Beetlejuice. There's like a weird dead couple that's trying to scare them out. They accidentally summon Beetlejuice, and I don't know. And the plot just meanders and it just ends. It's really weird. Anyway, I mean, it's a funny and memorable performance by Michael Keaton, as Beetlejuice. But I don't know. It all felt really pointless to me. I don't really understand why people like that movie. But
yeah, but like the guys that like it, but especially the girls who like love Tim Burton shit, like they get a raging hard on for that shit. Like,
yeah, and it all sort of starts with that character from Beetlejuice that Winona Ryder played. Like they all sort of see themselves as her. She was really the archetype for that sort of gothish type girl and stuff. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
I gotta still watch The Founder because I really like McDonald's and I really like. I mean, kind of related, but it's Michael Keaton. But yeah,
I didn't know it was Michael Keaton in school. Michael Keaton's a cool actor, but here's something that Jay would absolutely disagree with me on. I don't like him really as a comedic person. Like I don't like his movies in the '80s when he was doing comedies. I think they're all shit. I like his more recent movies of the last 20, 25 years. I really liked Birdman. I thought Birdman was great. He's really good in that with
yeah,
Ed Norton.
no, but people, yeah, people. That's another thing. People love Michael Keaton, and I like him, but like people fucking love him, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't
I was like,
understand.
don't you remember some of the shit he did? He was like in that movie. He was in that movie where he was a snowman, for Christ's sake. Remember
Oh
that?
yeah, the real
90s?
Jack Frost. Yeah, I saw that in the
Yeah.
theater. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
That's a tear-wrenching movie, in some parts. And then I saw Snow Day after that, where the snowplow ruins.
Wow. Awesome.
There's some '90s nostalgia for you, early 2000s.
Yeah.
So
But
Cole,
anyway, I do like Michael Keaton, but I've never been a fan of like a
like
lot of
that?
his more classic movies. To me, they're boring and dumb.
Like it?
Wait, what?
Like it?
Oh, yes, very much. I
All
super
right.
approve. Very nice to
For my
see.
homies,
We stand on guard for thee and them.
dude. Our anthems are badass, and your anthem is okay when a guy sings it. When a woman sings your anthem, and that girl has got a fucking voice, oh my god, it's like I get goosebumps. It's fucking epic as fuck.
I like the Russian anthem a lot.
Russia, yeah. I don't really know too many other anthems. Like, well, I don't know. I don't know the UK or England's, and then Australia's.
Well,
Like
it's
all.
just God Save the Queen, isn't it? You know God Save the Queen. You've heard that. Hell, you have an American song that's just it's the tune of God Save the Queen, but with
It's the
different
same
lyrics.
thing. Yeah, no, but it's not
Right?
like Oh Canada or some like chick sings it and I'm getting like goosebumps.
Yeah, I've always thought, I don't know if the U.S. anthem does this, but "Oh Canada" actually has several more verses that never get sung. That nobody ever sings like at the hockey game or in public thing. And I always thought the second verse had the better lyrics. But anyway, now we've gotten politically correct in our first verse. Because it's supposed to be, it was always in all our sons' command, but now it's in all of us command because apparently sons is sexist.
Oh my god. When did they change that? That's fucking so stupid.
Only like 2 years ago or something.
Oh
I
my.
never could sing it that way. It's not even that I'm against it. It's just that it's been hardwired in my brain. But don't get me started. The other day I was reading something about like some crazy flag burner person on MSN was talking about like how it was a good thing that at schools they didn't sing "O Canada" anymore because apparently that was like a bad thing because it would teach us to be loyal to a country that was founded on genocide and blah 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 blah. I'm just thinking, well, kind of what country wasn't founded on some of that? Should all countries just disband? We should disband. Like that's what that person thinks. And they also had a link to another article they wrote that I didn't follow that explained why they don't wear a poppy on Remembrance Day. And I was like, oh my god, like, awful, awful people.
It's fucking sad, man.
Anyway, I know Jay's doing some setup here.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Oh, okay, good.
I couldn't find it, but I'm just going to go ahead and rent it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm
Ooh,
just
taking one for the team. All right. Yeah, I got
mine.
that.
It starts right on the what is that logo? What the fuck is it called? Is that Columbia? Yeah, Columbia. Does yours start right on a Columbia?
I'll let you know in a second.
If so, I'll back it up to the beginning.
My fucking shitty remote can work. I love how you pay like a shit ton for a cable package, and then like the fucking remote and box are like just dog shit quality. They're both made for like 2 cents.
Oh yeah, my remote died, and when I told them about that, they told me I'd have to go in and they give me another one for like something like $30. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Then they eventually mailed me one for free. I couldn't believe that they thought that. And I was like, I didn't break it. It just fucking died.
Yeah, this starts on Columbia.
Okay. So whenever people are ready, we will.
Hang on, give me a sec. I just want to get to that.
Yep.
I'm on the why it's rated R, that shit right before it.
Yep.
All right, the sun is shining. No, pause. Okay, I see you're holding the torch. I don't know where you guys.
So we'll count down from 3. In 3, 2, 1, a pushback.
All right, first time watch for me because I'm a fucking noob. All right, let's go.
It's a fun movie, you know.
So it's the third. It goes El Mariachi, Desperado, and then this.
Yeah, but what's weird is a lot of this movie is flashback.
Dedicated to you, Cole.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I got one too.
I don't meme as much as I. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You want me to go?
Mine's empty.
Yeah, dude.
Dimension. Oh, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Thank you, Warren Buffett. This goes out to you.
Yeah, but I like this character by Johnny Depp. He's a corrupt CIA agent. This is like the movie where everybody started to like notice like Danny Trejo.
Isn't it crazy how a lot of like certain guys from like the 90s and 80s and stuff, like they're on everything that's straight to VOD now? Like Trejo's one of them. He's on like every new Netflix movie. If it's like a new Netflix action movie, I don't even have to check to see who's in the fucking cast. He's always one of them.
It's all because of like those fake trailers they did for Grindhouse when they did the one for Machete, because they're like, you know what? It would be funny if he was like the lead guy, because he was never a lead guy in movies, right? He was always just henchman number 1 or tough guy or stuff like that. And then they actually made Machete, and then they were like, hell yeah, let's make him be an action star instead of just like a thug, which I guess is good. This is a good representation of Mexico, though, except there was less shooting when I was in Mexico, but now there's a lot more.
I just saw, was this 01 or 03?
03.
03.
But yeah, see, he's telling a story. A lot of this is like in flashback. So it's weird, because like in like the second one, Desperado, that's when our main character, Antonio Banderas, meets what's-her-name and gets together. In this one, spoilers, she's already dead. But she's still in this movie because of flashbacks with her that we will see. And this guy's much better at telling the story. It was really annoying in Desperado that in this sort of scene they had Quentin Tarantino. It really throws off the scene.
And the next like 20 years, I'll have to watch all 3 with like sound on.
He pissed in his face. He was laughing.
Yeah, telling the story.
I can, what do you say, piss all over that bartender or whatever.
Yeah, and you'd laugh or whatever.
I like his fucking shades, dude. Those are dope. I want to get some like dank aviator shades that are like prescription. Wear them around all summer. Oh man, this is way better than Michael Bay action. Holy shit, that was great.
Robert Rodriguez is a craftsman when it comes to this sort of thing. Definitely one of the better action directors.
Who did this again?
Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
I really wish we'd watch Desperado. It's really the better movie.
Yeah, it is. This one's more over the top and goofy, but I still like it. And I really enjoy, like I said, it's one of the last things where I really enjoy Johnny Depp. I really like him in this movie.
It's one of the last things.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen all 3 Dusk Till Dawn movies?
Yeah. I don't really remember the third very well.
First one's amazing. 2 is okay. The third one is a prequel, and it's so fucking terrible. It's so bad.
I was
Holy
trying to
shit.
remember. I thought 3 was better than 2, but I could be wrong.
Like she's suddenly a badass out of nowhere. In Desperado, she's just a librarian that like he helps. Now, I guess because she's been his girlfriend for a while, now she's super badass.
Who knew that 10 years from this movie, she'd be in Grown Ups, acting as Adam Sandler's wife? Wow. Places you can go in life.
Yeah.
Craft singles, Jay?
There's,
Oh.
I mean, that's the other thing we can love Robert Rodriguez for. He's the one that made her a star. She was just an unknown.
Was her first big one Dusk Till Dawn, the first one?
Desperado.
Oh, Desperado. What year were those two movies? Was Dusk Till Dawn was 95 or 96? When was Desperado?
I think Desperado's 95, Dust is 96.
Okay.
Wait, is she in Dust Till Dawn?
Yeah, she's the stripper, dude.
Oh, yeah. I never, yeah. She's not really, well, I mean, I guess she is important in a way, because she's the one that kicks it all off, but yeah.
She caused many a guy's first erection. I know that much.
Well, as I've said many times, like, one of, like, the first, like, sex scenes that really made a big impression on me was the one in Desperado, because, I mean, it's with her, and she's a fucking goddess, 1995. Somebody say her name, because I keep forgetting it.
Some Hayek?
Selma Hayek, thank you. Yeah. I mean, it's 2019. She still looks awesome, but I mean, this is prime years.
Well, I think that sucks though. Like with Desperado, is it's subtitles, but we're force fed so many like English language movies, that like when you learn about a lot of subs, like a lot of movies with subtitles, like I'm way far behind just in general, not because of other stuff that's happened, but
You mean El
like,
Mariachi?
oh yeah, El Mariachi, yeah.
El Mariachi's good. I mean, it's not really required. Desperado's a sequel, but it's almost kind of just like the same movie done again with a better budget.
Yeah.
Which one did you see first, Cole?
Desperado, like most people.
I think I did too. That was like big when him and Tarantino were getting big, and I was
Yeah.
trying to get my hands on everything they had ever done.
Fucking back.
I just hope the Escape from New York remake is really good because that's what I think he's doing next.
Here, check the arm. He's a cautious man. I'm sure that won't come into play again at some point in the movie.
I always think what the shit would be like anywhere in Central South America if I just wasn't like Caucasian and I could like do all this shit and just walk into these like crazy ass bars. It's like Harlem, but like and fucking somewhere.
Yeah, this movie really hammers home like the lawlessness of Mexico. Because not only do you have all this stuff happening, but then eventually there's going to be like this movie gets really serious compared to Desperado because eventually what you have is like a revolution trying to overthrow the president.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I don't I mean, I'm a noob casual movie watcher in general, but that's why I don't watch as many movies and TV shows because every fucking time I open up Netflix, there's a new docu-series. It's like the best killer drug lords of all time, part 5. And I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Like, there wasn't just El Chapo and Pablo Escobar. There's actually a group of brothers who never left Colombia who actually made more money than either of them, and they just stayed in Colombia.
Really?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. But staying in Colombia, I guess, is sort of the smart thing to do because you want to hide from law enforcement. Colombia is a pretty, again, lawless place these days.
Oh, Jay, talk about the coffee there. Well, we all drink coffee, but yeah, that'd be dope. It comes out of the animal's ass. They'll just clean it off for you. Here you go. Oh, Dimension. How I miss you.
Did you guys know that Obama's daughter, I don't know, whichever the older one is, she interned at Weinstein? This was like a few months before the whole scandal broke loose.
No,
Wow.
really? Wow, what happened?
He probably was
Something
at least smart enough to try to keep his hands off her.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, dude, imagine, like, okay, I hope no one ever does this, obviously, but imagine, let's just say you're some random dude, and somehow, even though it would never happen, you, like,
Oh
I
shit,
don't
Eva Mendes. I forgot about that. Sorry, go on.
let's just say somehow, just some random dude, like, raped Ivanka Trump, and you, like, I wouldn't even want to know what the, yeah.
Random person, but I'm not the one who raped her. What does it matter who I am?
No. What would happen to that guy if he'd, like, die, like, a day later, or what?
It wouldn't be good.
I don't know. Trump probably high five him. I don't know.
That's a
Really?
possibility.
Really? Oh man.
Give him a job.
You should go work for CNN.
The dude is pretty pro-rape. That's not really a. It's not an opinion. It's just.
Pro rape.
Oh yeah, he's pro-rape. Yeah, I forgot. Eva Mendes, prime Eva Mendes in this too. I didn't even know who she was back then. Just guitars.
I think she's still with Ryan Gosling.
Eva Mendes?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know couples there's very few couples I'm aware of. But that's good, I guess. That's a
Wow.
super attractive couple.
You know which one I don't get is fucking that movie, Lady Gaga, and who's the dude from fucking Hangover?
Zach
Oh,
Galifianakis.
No.
oh wait, yeah, I know who you mean. I can't think of his name.
Brad Helms.
Well, what about them? They were in the what's it? The Star is Born, the 15th remake of A Star
Oh,
is
Bradley
Born.
Cooper.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
Bradley
They-
Cooper.
Okay, I didn't realize they were a couple in real life.
Well, I didn't either. I've never even heard that song, but everybody's bonkers over like there's a song, what's it called, like Shallow or something. I've never heard it.
made me puke at the Oscars when I watched it for a few minutes.
I want to watch the
Yeah,
movie.
they performed it, didn't they?
Yeah.
It looks like a pretty good movie. I mean, but I don't know.
How many times can you remake a movie? They made it in the 30s and the 50s and the 70s,
It's
and they
been
had to make it
remade, like,
again?
at least what 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, this is the fourth. Well, it's the third remake and the fourth film overall. I mean, it's kind of the 70s one is the only one I've seen all the way through,
Is that,
and I just had a hard time buying it, like because the music in it is so awful.
is it
Like the
Chris
70s was a
Christopherson?
kick-ass decade full of some of it's Chris and I don't know, Bette Midler or something.
Oh man,
I always get, or maybe it's Barbara Streisand. I always get Bette Midler and Barbara Streisand mixed up. I think it might be Streisand.
I know shit
But
about
anyway,
either one
so
of them, man.
yeah. So the thing is, like, yeah. So like, he's like a rock star, but he's kind of fading, and now he's becoming an alcoholic, and yeah, his girlfriend, she's becoming the next big star. It's the same plot in every movie,
Mhm.
but like in the case of her, like her music is so schlocky and awful. It's like all the worst parts of the '70s music. Like there's some
Right.
awesome music from the '70s, some of the best in the world ever. Came from that decade, but. No, her stuff is like all the worst of the '70s, and it's so bad, and it's so unbelievable to think that she's like become this massive star.
I'm sorry, I love dogs and cats, but any dog that
So
can
here's some whitewashing, I guess, right? Because that's Willem Dafoe as a Mexican.
Hey, essay.
I mean, Robert Rodriguez didn't mind.
Yeah, I mean it's his casting. So.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck, Willem Dafoe will do it. What an all-star cast, man. Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. Johnny Depp, big name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about Mickey Rourke. He's just like a bodyguard guy with a little dog. Always full of little, just like Tarantino, fairly memorable characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so that's the evil like General Marquez who wants to overthrow the government or something, and he's the guy that's responsible for El Mariachi's girlfriend's death. He's the big bad. And Trejo's one of his goons.
Funny thing about
Is Trejo one of his goons? Yeah, he is. Sorry, go ahead.
Short as shit. The funny thing about Trejo is he's like 5'5". He's like really fucking short.
He is short.
That's the best line ever. Are you a Mexican or a Mexicant?
Oh, that's from this movie? Oh, shit.
Yep, that's Johnny Depp.
I feel like that's probably been said before this movie, but
Rambo Ref says that a lot. Shout out to Rambo.
does it really?
Yeah. Are you a Mexican? I'm Mexican.
Yeah, they even make the joke about not being that tall in that because they're telling the thing, the biggest Mexican can be so well, not really that tall, maybe 5'9". Yeah, so in this, Depp is a CIA agent, but he's basically rogue. He's just doing, he's not actually under any orders from the government. He's just doing his own thing here.
So in other words, he's Tom Cruise. Is he into Scientology in Mexico?
Is Tom Cruise a rogue CIA agent?
Yep.
That's interesting. And here's one of those things too. It's so good that he has to kill the cook. But he's also kind of a psychopath.
I think Antonio Banderas could beat the shit out of Johnny Depp with both his hands tied behind his back.
Well, they're not trying to say he's any tougher in the movie, too. I mean, they're still making that Banderas is the big tough guy here. In this, he's just trying to make a deal with him. He's not really trying to intimidate him.
Have you guys seen Boondock Saints?
I'm a huge fan of Boondock Saints.
I love Willem Dafoe's role in that.
Yeah, that's one of his coolest roles.
Have you seen that?
The part where they have the...
I think I have. Yeah, I've seen that. And then the second one's All Saints Day, right?
Yeah, I saw some of that. It's not very good, unfortunately.
No.
What's funny is, I had no idea that was the same guy that became a big TV star years later because of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
This was way, way before that. It was 1999. And I was always a big fan of the other guy. What is it? Sean Patrick Flannery. Because he played young Indiana Jones on the young Indiana Jones TV show from the early 90s. So I was always aware of him, and I liked him.
Speaking of which, while we're on topic, Norman Reedus is one of those guys that if he gave me a free picture that was in good quality and he signed it, I would just throw it in the trash. That guy is dog shit to me, legit. The only thing that I feel bad is he's working with Hideo Kojima.
I was going to say, I like him now because he's bros with Hideo Kojima. So I'm just he's cool. Oh, here we go. Shoot the cook.
Why? What's the logic behind that?
It's his philosophy.
He made his quesadilla wrong, and he got fucking pissed.
No, he made it too good.
Yeah, he said he made it too good. He said he made it too good. I don't know. I can accept that. I don't think it's amazing or cool. It's just part of a quirk, right? What I can't stand is people thinking it's so awesome that a dumbass with a woman's haircut from what's it called? The Coen Brothers movie.
Oh, Javier Bardem.
No Country for Old Men. Everybody thinks that character's so amazing with his code and his. I'm thinking it's just a bullshitter that says a bunch of shit before he kills somebody. It's all meaningless.
He has a coin.
No point in yeah, he's a coin. Call it. Call it, friendo. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I can't tell you how much I hate it.
I didn't know you hated it that much.
Oh, I loathe it. Yeah, so this is Eva Mendes.
What's the
So
quote
she's like,
in the gas station? I think it was pretty good.
so she's a corrupt bitch.
What about the gas station work?
What does he say before call it? He says something. He's like,
I don't remember.
I don't know. The old guys are arguing with him. He's saying he won't call it if he doesn't know what it is.
You gotta call it.
You know, what's at stake. And he's like, you have to call it. So, yeah, so he's gonna. The AFN is what? Is that like the Mexican version of like the ATF or something? I'm not sure what AFN are, but they're some sort of government. You know, there's some sort of law enforcement agency. Something like DEA or ATF or something, I guess. And she's one of them, and she's crooked, and she's she's in sort of a weird relationship with Johnny Depp's character as they're trying to. I can't remember what they're trying to do, but the whole thing is they're both crooked.
does
American
Canada have
Forces
like an
Network.
FBI or no?
What?
Does Canada have like an FBI or no?
Oh yeah, we have an FBI. CSIS.
Oh wait, no, that's not it.
I used to want to work there, not like as a field agent, but I wanted to be an archivist because they need all sorts of different people. But I didn't follow up on. I was going to take this library science course that I never actually wound up taking. But if I did it, I was going to try to get the degree from that and try to be an archivist for CSIS. Just another thing I didn't wind up doing. But yeah, CSIS is basically our FBI.
How do you spell it out?
Well, like the thing is CSIS.
Open the door. It's CSIS.
Yeah. You don't hear much about them. They're very covert. Another flashback. What? What is it? Oh, damn it. Please.
Treats.
Oh, don't say it too loud. He knows the word. You got the purrs? Yeah, good girl. Okay, wow, watch your claws. Claws and claws. Yeah, this is a crazy sequence. You'll like this arc. This is pretty fun.
Yeah, this is cool. Just jump out.
Yeah.
I'll sit on my face.
That's the last thing you're gonna do.
I mean, that's a good way to die. Some upskirt action with Selma Hayek.
This is so unrealistic.
I know. Your like wrists would like snap.
No, but how big her arms are. Like some women could actually do this, but yeah.
I mean, maybe supporting themselves, but not themselves plus another man.
I'm saying they would both have like snap wrists after this.
Yeah, I would have let her just fall on my face, and then you just fall to the ground and you both die. That'd been great.
Best death ever.
Oh shit!
Now that would like that right there, like just snap. Oh.
This was Michael
See, the
Bay.
thing I like about this and like these movies is they always make it seem like this is just another day in Mexico. You know, this is business as usual. Like the people in the streets don't even care. You know.
Well, you know, Die Hard with a Vengeance. That's just like another day in New York City. You know.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Same thing with the Marvel U. Like 85% of the stuff that happens in the Marvel U is in New York City. Like nobody would ever live there if that shit happened. Like within a span of like 5 years of comic book time, like New York has had like 17,000 cataclysms. Yeah. They've had Skrull invasions. They've had Inferno, where literally the place turned into hell. You know, they've had just all these things. Like nobody would ever live there. Like when they do cold opens for somebody like Spider-Man, it's like something more ridiculous that would ever happen. Like a cold open, like something that doesn't even matter for the plot, just to show Spider-Man doing something. It'll be like this high-tech team with crazy weapons taking everybody hostage to the bank. Like that's like a minor thing. That's not even the main plot. That's just a cold open in New York for Spider-Man. But yeah, I like all these Once Upon a Time movies. Once Upon a Time in America is one of my favorite movies. I love Once Upon a Time in China. It's a wonderful movie. And Once Upon a Time in China 2 is amazing too, by the way. Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Jet Li, right?
Yeah. That's really what got Jet Li kind of onto the track of being a superstar, because he'd done movies in the 80s, but they weren't very good, and he wasn't really getting them anywhere. That's kind of what turned his career around, was Once Upon a Time in China. That, and he was in the second Swordsman. He was in Swordsman 2, which is a crazy badass like martial arts fantasy film.
So Once Upon a Time in America is really good if you have a whole day to set aside.
Yeah, it's long, I know. Yeah, essentially. But yeah, that's one of my favorite things like James Woods has done.
Once Upon a Time in America, you said?
Yeah, that's James Woods.
That's Italian director, right?
Yeah, the guy that did the Man with No Name trilogy.
Sergio
Leone. Yeah. Anyway, that's my favorite. That's my favorite non-Asian gangster movie. My favorite gangster movies are Chinese, are like Chinese ones. But my favorite like traditional like mafia or whatever movies. Yeah, I always use that. I know The Godfather is amazing. I'm not saying it's not, but I prefer Once Upon a Time in America. I just do.
It's cliche, but I like Scarface. Dude comes here with nothing, gets everything, gets all cooked out of his mind, thinks he's the shit, and then just gets his fucking head blown off by a shotgun.
I like the original Scarface. I do not like the 1983 one.
Really? Huh.
I don't know. It's just a bunch of over-the-top nonsense.
How are these fucking people climbing walls like that?
Because in the Robert Rodriguez universe, people can do pretty much anything.
I mean, they looked around and he had already scaled the entire wall. And then this other guy just goes up it.
I actually like Casino more than Goodfellas, too.
Oh, and I hate Casino.
Wow.
Yeah, yep. You have really different gangster sensibilities than me. Because I don't love Goodfellas the way most people do, but I like it, and Casino to me is painful. I'll never say, and that's just as long as Once Upon a Time in America. That's over 3 hours. Casino's long as hell.
I just like the story of Goodfellas better than the Casino. And I don't like Michelle Pfeiffer. Or is that who it is? No, Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone, I can't. Yeah. One of the movies we almost did. The only movie I've ever liked Sharon Stone in is The Quick and the Dead. That's it. I've never liked her in anything else.
There's a lot of good ones people don't know about, though. Like, Cole, have you seen A Bronx Tale?
Of course I've seen A Bronx Tale. De Niro.
Yeah.
Carlito's Way. Another good one.
Yeah. Pretty much running short supply after that.
There Will Be Blood, Cole.
Not interested in There Will Be Blood. Have no interest.
Why?
Just not a story I care about, and I don't particularly like Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's about oil, greed, and religion. What's not to love? That's like North America in a nutshell, especially Alberta. Look.
I don't like Alberta. Alberta's our redneck province. I'm going to be an asshole about it. I guess I'll be an asshole about it. No, but I dislike Alberta for a lot of reasons beyond that. One is like the West constantly steals from the East.
It sounds like Texas, but just more maple syrup.
In some ways, yeah. I mean, it's got the Stampede, which is all cowboy nonsense. And if everything's bigger in Texas, well, Alberta's a lot bigger than Texas. So things must be really big in Alberta. I don't know. I just find him really quirky and funny in this movie. And I love how he interacts with this kid.
What is he trying to sell him? Condoms?
Gum.
Yeah, chicle. That is a fake mustache.
Yeah.
Why does he have a US $10 bill in Mexico?
because he knows it's better than their crap money.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
I'm just saying.
It's true, man. They don't want pesos.
It's true. I paid for everything with. It's funny. I guess it's funny. I guess you wouldn't nowadays, but I was in Mexico in 2000. Most of the stuff I paid for with traveler's checks. That's something people don't use anymore.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never actually used traveler's checks.
I don't even remember it anymore. I don't even remember what I did, but I knew at the time.
How does that work? What's the?
I can't remember.
I mean, I understand the concept. I just don't know, like what makes it have value.
I don't know, but you can get. It doesn't have to be even exact amounts. You can get change for them and everything.
You weren't
I
that
remember
young.
that.
When I went to Canada, when I went to Nova Scotia, I was like 12 or something. When you went to Mexico, you were probably what, like around 15?
I was 1 month away from turning 17.
When you got off the plane, was there just like an exchange thing where they took all your like Canadian money and they're like, here's
No,
peso?
it wasn't off the plane, but I don't even remember. But the first hotel we were at, I don't remember the city because we were only there for a day. Because I was there for I can't remember how many days, something like 10 or 11 days, and like the first 6 days was just like I was part of a tour group, so it was just go go go. It was get on the bus, go, and then the last 4 days was just hanging out in Cancun completely unsupervised. But so the first place, all I can remember is the place where our first hotel was in some city. Just down the street, there was like an exchange place, and I remember going there with some people doing it then. But it was not in the airport. We got in at night at the airport and everything.
It's nuts how much the American dollar and the Canadian dollar have like to a lot of poorer countries. I'm not like bragging. I'm just saying like if you go to like anywhere in South America, it's pretty insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like one Canadian dollar is worth like fucking 20 in Brazilian money. It's nuts.
Okay, so this is the guy. This is a retired FBI agent. It's weird because he's Mexican, but I guess he worked with the FBI. I don't know. He's like, what is he? He was a cop, but he used to run operations with the FBI or something like that. Not the FBI, the CIA, because obviously not FBI. Anyway, he's retired, and he's trying to give him the chance to get Marquez or something. Isn't that what it is? I don't remember. But anyway, he is retired, but he's never let it go, and he wants a shot at this guy. And and here's our celebrity cameo at the time, Enrique Iglesias, when he was top of the pop charts. Trying to play against type here. He even uses the F word. So ooh.
People still love Enrique. Like he still draws a big crowd of like young teens.
Good for him. I never minded his music. I mean, it was inoffensive pop stuff. You know, there's a lot of stuff at the time that I hated a lot more. You can run, you hop high. You can run, you can hide, but you can't escape my love. Which is really creepy.
What was the guy's name? Ricky Martin?
Yeah, they were like the two big Latin stars.
Was there anyone on Earth that didn't know Ricky Martin was gay? Like,
I don't know.
Besides the women in his like videos,
they're just good actors. Yeah. So, and this is weird. Like, I don't know how there were probably people that are like hardcore fans of the first two movies. They probably didn't like the idea that like he's actually part of a trio with these two. I don't mind, but I think probably some people are like, "What? He's like brothers in arms with Enrique Iglesias? Come on!" But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the idea was I guess they really were a mariachi troupe back in the day.
The whole premise is these guys have guitar cases with different weapons inside.
So, but they travel around as legit mariachis. But they also what are they supposed to be like? Weird like crime fighter vigilantes? I don't know.
Yeah, revolution. I guess vigilantes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
But they wind up like saving the president, which is pretty funny.
So now in the first two, and El Mariachi and Desperado, is it just Banderas by himself?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, the second one's where he meets her. But again, she's not like badass in it. She's just sort of running around with him. Yet in
Kinda
this
like
movie,
a Bond girl,
in all the
but
flash,
more badass.
yeah, like she's the whole thing is like I can't remember what it is. He's like fighting some gang, and he's trying to lie low in this town, and he winds up beating her, and she's like a librarian, or no, she owns like a bookstore or something.
Bucho, and then Bucho didn't Bucho like kill his family?
How about those shades? Yeah, I think so.
Those just scream 90s.
Boom! There. Everybody loves seeing that. Finally, the bull wins one. I love he's wearing a T-shirt that says CIA.
Yeah.
And he's got a fanny pack too. Yeah, he's got so many different in every like scene he has like a different outfit, and they're all funny to me.
This is like the ultimate douche fucking. If you see someone on the street, people still wear fanny packs and they're not like selling at a flea market. That shit's hilarious to me.
Oh, my sister's husband uses a fanny pack.
But he's a hipster though. So.
Well, he is, but even for a hipster, he's a very strange guy. He's an eccentric guy. He's a nice guy. He's a cool guy. He's some cool presents and stuff. I can't complain. That's how I got Face Off. Yeah, it's weird. Johnny Depp's actually taller than Danny Trejo. Johnny Depp's not tall.
The most funny thing is when Stallone rages about being short all his stories. That shit is fucking hilarious. Oh my god.
What? Even into adulthood it bothered him?
Sounds like all the time it did until just recently. He doesn't give a fuck because he's like 71. Yeah.
Man. I don't see why he would have cared. He was a badass action star and everything. Like,
yeah. Because he's the badass. He doesn't want anyone to be taller than him. Him look like a midget.
Yeah, I know. Conor McGregor has that. He has that Napoleon complex thing. Because he always fought guys that were smaller than him, and he always had to point out that he was the bigger guy. And whenever like he takes pictures of himself on like Twitter and stuff, it's always from like below, so it looks like he's like 6'4" or something. Like, dude, Conor, you're 5'9". There's nothing wrong with being 5'9".
Dude, Saturday is gonna be dope. I forgot about it, and then I just remembered today.
Man, this is gonna be a great card.
I'm really interested to finally see Askren fight somebody legit. I know he's a boring fighter, but I don't care. I'm really, really interested to see what's going to happen when Askren goes up against him, Lawler. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he had it written. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have her breasts, but her breasts are in Desperado. Briefly, but they're there.
I have Google Call.
Which makes it an absolute must-watch.
Celebrity Skins like pop up on my shit all the time.
I'll put that right above The Incredibles 2 on my watch list.
Incredibles 2 was okay, but it's certainly disappointing. They waited too long. I love The Incredibles, the first one, and for years I wanted a sequel. I was like, why are you making Cars movies? Give me Incredibles 2. And then it's like 15 years later, okay, we'll do Incredibles 2. Thanks a lot,
I
asshole.
don't know how it is in the South, but man, those 20 Cars movies, dude, people fucking love those. And I haven't seen them, so I can't judge, but it's just, that's my There Will Be Blood.
It's little kids that like them, not really people.
It's
just kids.
I mean, it's kids movies in general. Like, if you look at like the top 10 grossing films, like usually half of them are going to be animated.
I mean, I get it, and there's nothing wrong with it per se. But
well, it's because it's guaranteed money for the most part, unless it's like Norm of the North, which is like the worst thing ever made.
So I've heard.
Yeah,
that's true though, because I mean, like you say, it's guaranteed. Because like I mean, at least Pixar mostly does quality. Because for the longest time, they didn't really have to do quality. Because if you're like parents with like young children,
it's fake arms.
I gotta find a girl. I gotta find a girlfriend quick, so I don't look like a pedophile when I go see Toy Story 4.
Well, schools and like daycares and stuff, like they do field trips to the movies. So
Man, the only movie I went to in the theater at school was Squanto because it was educational and it was shot around there.
I didn't see any movies. We went to the theater a good bit.
In New
It's the
York,
only time I ever went to the theater as part of school.
in New York or
Not
Colorado, I
counting
never
obviously.
went to the theater ever. We just watched a bunch in school on the,
As
the
I said,
TV.
yeah, we always had those weird days where they'd roll the TV in and you'd watch your movie that had nothing. So in grade 6, I saw Backdraft,
Nice.
and our teacher walked in front of the screen during a sex scene, which is not really a graphic sex scene, but still enough.
I saw a wide range of shit. So in like 5th grade, I saw A Christmas Story, and then in 7th grade, we saw Gettysburg with Matthew Broderick. My history teacher's like, "I'm going to show you this movie. It's great."
It's great. He finds a big rock.
You nailed
Yeah.
it first try too.
Yeah, I don't know what her organization is. So.
Oh, look at Johnny Depp's long, dreamy hair. Wow.
Yeah, even he can wear the fanny pack and everything and pulls it off brilliantly. Now he's wearing an I'm with stupid t-shirt. Ha ha ha.
We gotta make this an LGBT friendly commentary. Yeah, I'd fuck them both in a 3-way, honestly. Too soon?
No.
Okay.
She's going to betray him. Spoilers!
Thanks, Cole. I don't have sound or subtitles on.
Really?
So you have no... Well, it's a good thing I
Whenever we
keep
do
saying
this,
that.
I just have everything off because I don't want anyone's shit to get flagged. When we do commentaries on Sausage Factory, it's hilarious. So we'll be watching like Friday Part 6, and like a lightning bolt will hit the rod that revives Jason, and it'll be like, and it's like it's loud as fuck. I'm just like, yeah. Luckily, we haven't gotten the channel shut down.
20 million pesos, which is like $1,000.
Yeah. He's like Benny and June style here.
I haven't seen that in 1,000 years.
Got the hair and the hat going.
Dirty deals. Sugar butt.
What is Depp's actual ethnicity?
I don't know.
I believe he's 1/3 honky and then 3/4 cracker, I believe.
There you go.
And 1/4 fine wine. This is where he got all the wine money before he started doing pirates. Imagine just blowing
Okay,
like.
see? Okay, yeah, see. He's going to put white out over the old FBI badge. So it is FBI, which is weird because he's not American. So I don't understand how that works. But anyway. Just going to put some white out on that.
Nobody will ever know.
There's one thing I
That
don't.
looks so stiff.
That shit smells like ass.
I mean, it just is invalid in white, but he thinks if he flashes it fast enough.
Right.
Oh, check out that hat! Damn, I don't even give a shit about this movie. I just like all the.
That's the "Can you hear me now" thing. Remember, that was topical at the time.
So
That got a big laugh in the theater when I saw
I
it.
just can't believe that guy's working again for T-Mobile. It just makes me sad. These fucking skin and bones nerds who have no acting talent at all and couldn't make it in Hollywood somehow suck someone off, and then gets the Verizon contract, and now he's with fucking Sprint and gets paid fucking like $3 million probably every 2 years. What
It
a
doesn't really
fucking
bother me that somebody with no acting talent lands a commercial. That's where people with no acting talent belong. Commercials.
No, they don't belong on those commercials. Jay does.
Somebody makes them play.
The most unbelievable thing is that everyone's speaking English in Mexico.
Yep. Oh yeah, they make them prove it. This is pretty funny, actually. It is something. So they play like the stupidest song they can think of, which is, the best way to get them to stop. And he's like, okay. Even Mexicans hate mariachi music. It must be really something to like be riding the subways in New York and suddenly like a mariachi band just shows up on the car. Like, what can you do? You can't get off.
Does that happen?
Yeah, that happens all the fucking time.
Do they
In New
like
York City,
put a
every
sombrero on you and put whipped cream on your nose?
I don't know. I just know that they just come into places and just break into song. And,
Really?
yeah.
Is it like a?
Well, they're hoping to get tips.
Oh, you're talking about like people performing. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, real
I thought you
mariachi.
were like a flash mob type thing. Like,
Oh.
oh, here we go.
It would make a good flash mob. No, I meant like real mariachis really trying to make a living by playing on the subway.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
Jay can't
it's been a thing for a long time, actually. Nobody pays attention to musicians. Keep on cursing. It's doing great things for your awesome image, Enrique.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, all his lines are just like cursing and being angsty because he's like, I want to be the bad boy. Everybody sees me as this nice, pretty boy. I want to be bad and tough. And they're like, yeah, okay, Enrique, okay.
I'm going to sing to 13-year-olds for the rest of my life. Pulls him on stage. He's like, are you 18? See?
Just say you are.
What is Banderas and what's Del Toro? What are they up to these days? Benicio del Toro. Have they done anything recently?
Yeah, Del Toro did Shape of Water last year, which won Best Picture.
No. Benicio del Toro. And
Benicio del Toro.
He did that, the sequel to
Sicario.
Yeah. Have you seen either one?
No, I've heard the first one's pretty good.
The second one's good too.
Yeah, okay. I've never been a fan of Benicio del Toro, but I don't dislike him. He's just
I've always liked him.
He's odd. He's one of those guys that's like you get why he's an actor because he's memorable. He's got like dead eyes and like he always looks like he just hasn't slept.
I always thought he looked like
he looks like he hasn't slept in days. His eyes are just all
Machida. I always thought he looked like Machida.
Yeah, they have sort of a similar eye thing going on. If you mean Lyoto Machida.
Mm-hmm.
The Brazilian fighter.
Which, sadly, he's not doing too much.
Machida went to Bellator.
Did he? Yeah, he lost a lot last I saw.
Well, his career's over.
Yeah. Too bad. He was one of my favorites. I like the guy that fought like him. But like a lot of people, Jones destroyed him, and that was the end of him.
He's a karate guy, right?
Yeah, that's why I like him.
You don't see too many of those anymore.
When he first came on the scene, he was a badass motherfucker, though.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. He had a style that people couldn't match up against. They couldn't figure it out.
he's like out in LA, like teaching, jujitsu to fucking like rich, moms. So
That's the thing. I
he's
love
doing
that if you
fine.
fail at UFC and you have like a shitty fucking like 15-15 overall professional record, you can just go to like Los Angeles and open up a fucking studio and teach kids for like $500 a class.
Yeah.
And
All
mommy
right,
and
so
dad.
he's tailing Mickey Rourke because he knows that Rourke is what's his name is henchman.
That's what these people do. I mean, Gracie's fucking built an empire off of this shit.
That's
Yeah.
crazy that just if you're the moment you're born, if you have that last name and you're like close to it's just like you're royalty.
Yeah, there's finally a new Gracie in the UFC after a million years.
Didn't he get like decimated by somebody recently?
Which one?
The young one, the young one you're talking about.
No, he won his first UFC fight.
Did
He submitted Alex Caceres, who was like the most inconsistent fighter in the history of fighting. I still like watching him. He's that lanky guy with the fro. He has like a terrible record, but I like him.
The Bruce Lee guy?
Yeah, I think he might have had that
Like
nickname.
he calls himself like the Dragon or something.
Like the brown Bruce Lee or something.
Yeah,
Was it?
yeah.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
He's got a really cool style to him.
No.
But I don't think he's done very well.
No, he hasn't. He put on a really great fight against actually that up and coming Mexican fighter. I thought he actually won, but they gave it to the Mexican guy.
I didn't really know who Mickey Rourke was, to be honest, until The Wrestler.
Really?
Yeah, like I didn't, I wouldn't be like, that's the Jekyll with Bruce Willis. Like I would never do that with Mickey Rourke. Like I don't
think I knew who he was when I saw this movie in 2003.
Really?
I don't even know what he would say his signature role is. He's just Mickey Rourke. He's been around for fucking forever. And in the 80s, he looked completely different. Like, he's aged so bizarrely. I guess because of drugs or something, right?
He gave up acting and went into boxing. And he got the shit beat out of him for like 3 years. And came back to acting. Yeah. I mean,
look at a picture of him like from like 9.5 weeks, and you have no idea that it's the same person. Like, how is this the same person? How? I mean, I know time catches up to everybody, but Jesus Christ.
It's a combination of getting his face punched in, like age, plastic surgery.
But when The Wrestler came out and I saw it in the theaters and everyone was doing reviews and ranting about it, like Penn Teller and people, they were like, the resurrection of Mickey Rourke. I was like, he's alive? Like, who the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. But.
I know him as Marv, probably the most. From Sin City.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. That's definitely my favorite thing.
Plays a good Marv.
He's a very good Marv.
Sin City 1 and 2 are my There Will Be Bloods.
It's actually funny, too, because he's also... You mean you're not interested in them?
No. Well, okay, well, that's fair. But no,
I'm not interested in There Will Be Blood. I couldn't give a shit.
No, I'm interested, and I love Eva Green. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
It's funny, it just dawned on me. Yeah, Sin City was also Robert Rodriguez. So it's funny that Robert Rodriguez had just worked with Mickey Rourke. Maybe he realized that he would make a good Marv. Because he's like, a great Marv.
Was that after this film?
Yeah.
Really?
1 year. Okay. 2004. Funny how things line up sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now he's talking to him saying, like, he wants to get out. Like, he doesn't want to work for the bad guy anymore and stuff. He's saying, I can help you. I can get you protection, blah, 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 if you'll turn evidence.
Especially in film, it's amazing with writers, producers, mainly writers, directors, and actors, like who didn't take what role. Maybe someone had surgery, maybe someone had a kid, and then they didn't do Rocky or they didn't do The Matrix, something like that. But.
Right.
And mine just got really loud on its own. Movie's all about wheeling and dealing. Everybody's cutting little side deals.
Well, yeah, like think if Stallone didn't do Rocky,
Or if he just said take the script.
And
like that's one of the biggest ones.
And like that was his contingency, right? Because he wanted to play the title role.
Yeah, it's true.
He wrote it, right?
And they wanted. Yeah, that's true. They were like, well, you're nobody. We want to get somebody for this. It's like, no, it has to be me. And it seems weird to think of them fighting with him because we're just used to decades of Rocky being this iconic character, right? But
one of the most badass things is Bud Kiss. He had to give the dog away, and then he just found the same guy like a year or two later and just bought the dog back for some like crazy amount, like $1,000 outside of like a liquor store, and got the dog back. That's like one of the coolest things I've ever heard.
He had to give the dog away?
Yeah, he sold it for just money because he was just broke as fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Should have stayed in porn. That would be a great alternate universe where he just stayed in porn from the 70s till right now, still doing porn.
He has a huge name for himself.
There's a lot of old ladies looking, he should do Yo Adrian, shoot it for like 50,000.
Was it the Italian Stallion? What was the one he did called?
Well, it was retitled that after he became popular. It was called something like Somebody in Somebody's House. It was like a guy in a girl's named house. But after like Rocky came out, they retitled it the Italian Stallion.
Oh, that's so nice of you. I want to see him do a porno, and I'd watch it just to hear fucking Rambo Raff review it for like a half an hour.
That's what he
was doing this the first time. It's not as good as the second time, but in hindsight, no.
Shit, I guess people probably do reviews of porn. That must be hilarious.
Oh man, yeah. If not,
I just started one of the greatest searches on YouTube. That thought right there. Thank you, Cole.
It's always like I've said this before. It's pretty funny if you have time to kill. You can go on Amazon and like read like women's reviews of like dildos and stuff.
Oh wow! Well, that's another thing. Shit, I don't need a bucket list. I just need a computer.
Look at that, boom, right into the hot pink 50s car.
This one filled up my insides pretty good.
I mean, literally, they're saying stuff like that.
What was the blaxploitation movie? Jay, that you looked up and the black dildo came up?
Oh yeah,
like the Dracula one, Blackula. Blackula, yeah, that was it.
Blackula, yeah.
And here's the part that always happens in these movies that makes no sense. They could have just killed him, but no, instead, they just shoot him full of drugs so they can capture him. He doesn't like being condescended to. I'm pretty sure he has this guy's fingers cut off for talking to him like that.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen the first 2 seasons of Narcos on Netflix?
Nope.
I've only seen the pilots. Press.
Is that like a reality thing or is that like fiction?
It's Escobar's based on his life. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care. Yeah, there he gets cut. Yeah, cut off his fingers. Want me to break his fingers? No, just chop them off.
I really like Defoe's porn stash, though. It's pretty hot.
Defoe can play anything, man. As long as it's somewhat creepy and off-putting.
Well, since you're saying that, have you seen IMDb ask him about his filmography? Have you seen him when he reacts to that? If you haven't, put it on like your tab of like to watch. It's fucking hilarious. He's like, I don't know why I did that movie. Oh my god, that was a terrible choice. A dude from IMDb just sits down from him. It's got to be on YouTube, but it's hilarious though. He's like, yeah, I kind of needed money, and he's like, I didn't really want to be the Green Goblin, but it worked out, I guess.
He was a pretty good Green Goblin. I give, you hear me, I shit all over these casting choices for stuff like that. He was a good Norman Osborn. I never had a problem with that.
I had more of a problem with James Franco.
Oh, yeah.
Which that was probably like the first thing he ever did, right?
For like movies, I think, yeah. Before that, he just did like Freaks and Geeks or something, which I didn't know about at the time. See, that's the other thing. Like, I had no idea when he and like Canadian dude were making movies. I didn't know that they knew each other from back in the day. I didn't know that.
What?
I just thought it was some weird random thing.
Who's Seth Rogen
Oh.
or somebody?
Yeah, Seth Rogen, yeah. Because they were all on that show together.
Oh, were they on Freaks and Geeks together?
Yeah.
I didn't realize Franco was on that show. Okay.
Yeah. Here's her death. Just to show how evil he is. He pulls the trigger himself.
Oh, it's Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Oh, I forgot about this guy.
He went down just like his career. Feels bad, man.
Jeez, didn't you just see what happened? Just keep squeezing.
Mexican Ice.
Usual bad guy mistake. They could have killed him, but no, let's just
Oh.
drug him and then put him in a situation where he can easily escape.
Just tie him up with the contraption.
Yeah. And I'll leave the room and assume the
Yeah.
contraption kills him. See you later, Mr. Bond, or I won't be seeing you because I know that you're going to die.
I want you to die, Mr. Bond.
Yeah. I think of like James Bond and like Superman too. That happened to Superman a lot.
What's the full? How does that go? Before I want you to die, he's like, what does he say?
In which?
I think he's lying with the laser that's going around.
Oh,
him.
in the actual movie? Yeah. Well, it's just, do you expect me to talk? And he says, no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
And then what's the quote in Austin Powers? He's like,
oh, I can't remember, but in The Simpsons it's pretty good. Or he's like, do you expect me to talk? He says, no, I expect you to die and for it to be a very cheap funeral.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna die now. Oh, this is where he says, fuck honor.
Enrique's a badass. I'm kind of getting turned on, dude. Ryan, 1988. This is dedicated to you. Oh, flip phones. And they still sell them.
They do.
Walmart. $20.
I guess they're still pretty good if you're like a drug dealer and you need like a burner phone or something.
Oh, wow.
Or if you're having like affairs, you can give it to your mistress. Yeah.
You're really on top of the fucking flip phone market. These are good tips.
Yeah. I've never had a mistress, but I'm getting older, so maybe it's time. Of course, I need a girlfriend or wife first.
We don't have time for Candy Crush, bitch. Here's a flip phone.
I'm gonna look for a pawn shop trophy wife.
Oh, that's right. Mickey Rourke's got the wire. It's funny is he had to murder what's his name during this. He killed Danny Trejo. Like, I want to go straight, man. Like, okay, fine, but you have to kill Danny Trejo first. Oh, that's right. I forgot all about this whole thing.
I did too.
About the face.
Ah, so it's passenger 57. Uh-huh.
Always bet on black.
Of course, don't put me out completely. Because bad guys, for some reason, always want to feel pain. Which is really weird. I mean, how many scenes can you think of where they're like, don't put me under or whatever like that? Like, I want to feel you tear my face apart. Why? You're the rich, powerful bad guy. Don't you want, like, to be put out so you don't feel it? I don't know. But yeah, that's right. He gets, like, facial reconstruction surgery. But yeah, there's this whole thing where he's... this is happening now. I forgot. This is now. This isn't the flashback. Yeah, he's doing the thing. So there's a whole thing with him running around with the mask on his face. Yeah. Coming back to me.
Played by Carlos Santana.
I bet Willem Dafoe sleeps with his eyes open.
What's the name of that actor?
Who?
This guy here, the fake FBI agent.
Mark.
I don't
Mark.
know. Is it Jimmy Smith? I don't know.
Alex Rodriguez.
Joey Pants.
Joey Diaz.
Yeah. Now they're murdering all the doctors that were part of it.
This is Joey Diaz, Weight Watchers before.
I know this guy from something. I can't think of what it is though.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I knew him from this, but
And this is what it was like in the Scrubs production meeting.
pretty sure they all get massacred, and he walks through like a hallway of blood.
Whoa, spoilers, please. This is the first time for some of us, Cole.
You don't even know what they're saying.
But I'm observing with my eyes.
You're watching a pantomime. Yeah, there we go. Not going to get away.
Oh, it is. It's Ruben Blades.
What's his name?
Ruben Blades?
I don't know the name,
Blades.
but I have seen him in things.
He was in Predator 2.
Oh, really?
I'm going to inspirational classes. Cole, I like your Toronto Maple Leaf flag. Jay, I like your white cabinets. They're very nice. What did you do today? It's only 2:22 in the morning, and I've said great things. Damn.
Yeah, there we go. Hallway of Death. There we go.
Any scene that's like this reminds me of It's Alive. Every fucking one.
Reminds me of like Resident Evil. Walking through hallways full of slaughtered people. Which I've just been playing, of course.
Did you beat it?
Yeah, I beat it 3 out of the 4 ways. I beat both Claire's games, and I beat Leon's first game. I'm currently in Leon's second game.
Well worth the full price tag or what?
For me, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does it bring you back to the late 90s?
Oh, for sure. It's funny. I've seen some people like post stuff like saying like, why don't they just blah 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 like this? Because they don't seem to realize this, the game is set in 1998 because they're babies.
Yeah.
Like, the game is set in 98.
Call an Uber.
That'll get you out of the zombie apocalypse. Call an Uber.
It's
Yeah,
just
stuff
fucking,
like that.
I know this makes me sound uber old, but it's just fucking weird that people who were born 2001 or later can now buy nude magazines, go to strip clubs, and vote. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's weird.
Pretty messed up. Oh, she looks so hot in uniform. Look at that shot.
Cole, you should do like dateinmexico.com or something. You said you've never been with a Spanish chick, right?
No, I used to talk to a Mexican girl. She was pretty. She had one hand.
Oh, sweet. That's all you need. Dude, you should get tips from Jay, dude. His wife is Spanish.
All those Mexican girls are super Catholic.
That is true, yeah.
Which is a hurdle. I mean, they're super Catholic, and then they have like 15 kids.
Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, it's nothing to do with like, and I don't think this would sound offensive. I wouldn't want to date a Mexican girl because they have huge families, and I really don't like getting involved with a girlfriend's family. And Mexican families are very in your face about that kind of thing. Like,
no, that's not.
I'd be on like my 3rd date with her, and they'd want to meet me. You know.
Yeah.
And I just find that really intense.
Yeah, but that is true about Spanish and black chicks. They're like uber fucking religious. And they have like 20 kids. Spanish chicks went out, though, easily, though. I agree with you there.
But yeah, but they're just like their culture is very like social and stuff. They're always having like big events and parties and stuff, and I hate that stuff. So if I had like a Mexican girlfriend, I'd have to like go with her to all that stuff, and that would drive me insane.
Isn't it funny the way like Spanish people and Italians treat each other with like kissing and hugging all the time? I don't get offended by that shit, but it's just kind of weird. Like someone like both arm hugging me, another guy that isn't like my brother or my dad or something. I don't know, it's just kind of weird.
I know they do it, but it's not like I see it very much. It's not
Like
like
what like a handshake and a one-handed hug, you know? Like I'm fine with that with anybody, but when some guy just hugs me with both arms, it's like okay. Cool.
it's been a while since somebody did that. I mean, I'm sure somebody did, but I can't remember. I have so little human contact in my life. I guess I probably would.
That would be crazy though, dating some just Spanish chick and she's got like fucking just in her like family that lives close to her. She's like 25 people she knows. They're all with her last name. That'd be nuts.
Here's one of my favorite things about Mexico, though. I love all their Day of the Dead stuff. Look at that. They celebrate death.
Isn't that coming up in spring?
Yeah, isn't like Cinco de Mayo part of it?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Which would be in May.
Yeah.
May 5th is Cinco de Mayo, which I think is part of it.
What's your
Yeah,
favorite month? Is it February or March? And you know what meme I'm referring to.
February.
Okay. So you'll be glad to get into March.
Yep. Definitely. For one thing, like we'll finally start getting some of our daylight back.
Good stuff. Yeah, March 10th, man. It's
Because
gonna start.
honestly, like I don't really mind cold and snow in the winter. I mean, I have my limit just like everybody else, but it doesn't bother me nearly as much as it bothers most people. I don't care. But what bothers me the most about winter is like days of darkness.
No, no,
It's 4:30 and the sun goes down.
no. 8 a.m. It's light, like you first start seeing the sun, and then it's dark at 4. Like that's nuts to me. I can't.
Well, I just mean in the way the way my sleep is a lot of the time, especially. So I'll have like times where I almost never see the sun. I'm getting up and it's going down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's why she betrayed him. She's his daughter.
The way his bandages are kind of reminds me of Darkman.
Yeah. You know what they're going to do to Johnny Depp?
No idea.
Ooh.
Rape him?
No. I'm going to make sure he doesn't see again.
Imagine if you fucked up or you pissed somebody off or you're in the wrong place at the wrong time and all this torture shit happened to you. Like not in a gay hostile way, but like kind of like this, you know? Just like the worst contraptions. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Like,
It is terrifying, but I don't
fingernails.
think it's very likely to happen where I live.
They just take a fucking pair of pliers and they come to your fingernails.
Okay, don't. Even
Oh.
talking about it makes me.
Bamboo.
Everybody's got something. What was the movie that had that we watched?
With finger torture?
Fuck. What was it?
I said a movie that had like finger torture?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Fuck. We watched it on a commentary. I don't remember.
There. They took his eyes and then set him loose. They must have given him some good painkillers.
I'm loving La Vida Loca.
I forgot about that. Again, very topical. One thing to be blinded, it's another thing to have them just like carve holes in your head where your eyes used to be. Look, it's Bubblegum Boy. He's talking to the boy. Now fuck off.
Oh shit!
He's digesting a blindness pretty quickly. Like he could tell by the hearing or the sound that it was the bubblegum boy.
Very stupid. Very, very unrealistic.
I don't care. It's pretty unrealistic that they'd run into each other again. The movies are full of coincidences, right?
Yeah, the whole movie's unrealistic, so. I'd forgotten that he had sight to begin with because he's blind the rest of the movie.
You ever seen one of these? It always says when the guy comes, blow his fucking brains out. Shoot him in the head. He goes, what? Kill him? Oh, yeah.
Smoke him.
Yes. Yes. The kid just goes, no. Straight to fucking Broadway. But I can't. They're really enjoying that. Oh, he grabs. That guy, the look on his face is great. Lo siento.
It's Pitbull. He had a cameo. Want to talk about a joke shitty artist? There's one.
Oh, man, I know. Here's his music. Da-tong, da-tong, da-ding, da-ding, da-dong, da-dong, da-dong. Hey!
Yeah.
That's his music. He's really small, too, Pitbull. I like this. He won't shoot a guy, but he'll rob his corpse.
He is Mexican.
I'm glad you said it. No, I was going to say very Mexican, but you beat me to it.
We kid.
Meanwhile, back at the drunken ranch. Where he says fuck on her? Maybe I missed him saying fuck on her. So badass when he says it. Oh yeah, candles too. They love candles down there.
Yeah.
That's probably a Catholic thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I love Catholicism. I mean, it's not real, but I wish kind of it was. Because it's badass, like archangels and swords of fire and stuff. But it's got a really good mythology. I mean, it is Christianity, but it's the oomph Christianity is Catholicism.
Good old Catholic guilt is part of the reason why we're the way we are now.
It's a big part of Daredevil's character.
Mm.
Him being an Irish Catholic. See, I don't need religion to feel guilt. I just feel guilt.
I'm right there with you, buddy. I don't need anybody to answer to, and I have Alexa. She keeps me company.
That's what's funny. Like, you never really expect the scale of this movie to turn into, like, suddenly him going, now let's rescue the president. But that's what the stakes have become. Because, I mean, the last movie was just, like, him fighting against, like, a gang or a cartel or something in some, like, nameless village. But now he's, like, in the capital trying to save the president from a coup.
Jay, in the first Sicario movie, who's in that one?
Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro, and who is the woman from A Quiet Place that she
Isn't
was
it
Mary Poppins too.
I don't know her name.
I don't think of her name.
She
right now.
British, I guess. Some
Yeah.
Brit.
Anyway, that chick. Okay, I got you.
I mean, I'm a big fan of hers. I can't think of her name, but
Emily Blunt.
yeah. That's it.
What a badass last name, Blunt. Some people just have epic fucking last names.
That's why James Blunt was so popular.
Or like first names, Zeus. Like you're the god of thunder. That's fucking awesome. I'm white as fuck. I'm gonna marry some kid. I mean, I'm gonna marry some. Oh, okay. Sorry, Google Hangouts. I'm gonna marry some woman who has red hair and is hella Irish, and just have a kid and just name him Jesus. Sorry, I'm not Robert Kraft or Jared from Subway. Fucking Jesus
That's
Christ.
one of my favorite lines from With a Vengeance.
Oh yeah, Ricky's calling me. It's like I look Puerto Rican to you.
Not Jesus, Zeus.
Oh yeah, don't fuck with me, McLean. I'll shove a lightning bolt so far up your ass. You don't like me.
That's a good movie, man. I don't care what anybody says.
Fuck Mook. Oh, I love that movie. I think it's better than the second one.
I still
Yeah.
can't believe Cameron genuinely dislikes that movie.
We
Just
all
because
have
of
He dislikes it because he thinks there's one moment that like is a shout out to
yeah,
what is it?
we
Pulp
all
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
And
For some reason that ruins the movie for him. Like who cares?
You don't like
it
the other
is. I mean,
99%?
obviously.
It's like such a small moment that I didn't even remember it until he told me. I was like, oh yeah, that does happen.
What was it? Did it say Royale with cheese or some shit?
No, it's not even that blatant. I can't remember.
It's like a 30-second part in a fucking 2 hour and 15-minute movie.
It's like a 5-second part.
Are you
Look
talking
at that
about?
belt buckle.
Yeah, that is a badass belt buckle. Oh, it's a weed leaf. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Thought it was some jewel or something.
Something you find at Spencer Gifts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got this at Hot Topic, bro.
I haven't been to Hot Topic in such a long time.
I was there in 2007 when I was in Maine.
Oh,
Last time I was
shit.
in Maine. We don't have Hot Topic up here. But I actually bought 2 shirts I really liked, and I don't have either of them now. I lost them to my girlfriend. So I only even had them for a few months. One was, it was a Halloween shirt, but it technically was for like the Rob Zombie movies, but it just had like the logo on it, and I liked it. And the other was really cool. It was a Smashing Pumpkins t-shirt. And it was, I don't think it's an album. I think it's one of their EPs where it looks kind of like the American flag, but it's different colors. I can't remember what it is, but anyway, it's like a flag shirt. Anyway, I love both those shirts, and I
You know
barely
what this
got to
flag
wear them.
represents? Red Storm Rising, communism. Right there.
Billy Corgan's a big communist.
That's like one phrase that's never been uttered before.
Look, the Maple Leaf stands for communism.
The Maple Leaf.
Yep.
No, it does
Right
not.
there, dude. The Red Storm Rising, right there. Communism. How good are you at hockey? And if you can't play hockey, then farm syrup. Go. Go.
Boom! I love it.
This
We'll
movie
make
makes
a
me
new
want
Zorro movie soon. Time for more Zorro.
A new one?
Why the hell not? They haven't made one in like 15 years.
With this guy, they made 2 of them, right? Because I think I saw them both in the theater. Mask of Zorro and then...
Yeah, the first one's awesome and the second one's terrible.
Which one has Hopkins? The awesome one? Where he's doing
He was
push-ups
that's what's different in that. They make Hopkins was the original Zorro. That's what something I thought was kind of cool about the story. It's like the Zorro we're seeing isn't even the main Zorro. He's the second
He's
Zorro.
a flamethrower guitar.
Yeah.
They've got like cool shit in there. Like one has a bazooka in there.
Yeah.
Oh, his is a bomb.
Yeah, but look, it's a Comm that you drive on wheels.
Right. It's always like ridiculous, beyond ridiculous.
2 mariachis taking on the Mexican military.
And El Mariachi, the guy takes it and he puts it up on his shoulder, and it's a bazooka. Like it opens up.
Yeah, that's in the
It's,
second one.
I always thought that was so cool.
A guitar case. That's what happens in
Yeah, yeah. It's all they're all either full of guns or like transform into some badass like weapon.
That's like Rodriguez is probably one of my favorite directors, and probably not in the top 5, maybe not even in the top 10, but like that's why I like The Faculty so much. It's just stupid shit, and he has usually good casts. You know.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know this sawed-off shotgun that Banderas carries, which he had in Desperado also. It's a shotgun that's about this long. It's a double-barrel 12-gauge. That thing would break your wrist shooting it. Like it is.
And he's holding it with one hand. One hand and shooting it.
That would have a ridiculous
recoil.
I don't really believe in him, but thank the Lord that Jay knows his gun facts and trivia, and is a proud NRA supporter.
I've never shot anything like that before. I just know how that would be bad news.
You shot a 12-gauge?
I love the weird time delay thing they did there, just so that guy could have a drink again. Come with me if you want to live, Mr. President.
Jay, do you have a bunch of like Halloween 4 friends who you just like go out on like a Saturday night or a Friday night and just fucking have a good time?
Halloween 4 friends?
Yeah, it's like the end of Halloween 4 where they all with a posse like blows them away with like a bunch of weapons.
I mean,
you ever go out and like just shoot a bunch of trees?
It's not like
shoot a bunch of trees.
Thing I do all the time. Stuff's expensive, man. You can't just waste it. You got to wait till they break into your house, right?
I'm sure any day now. You really should run, kid, because this is about to get really bad. This is funny.
Yeah, he's completely adjusted to being blind.
Actually, he hasn't. Watch what happens. You don't remember what happens here?
In the 20 minutes he's been blind.
He's about to like totally miss constantly. And they just sort of stand there watching him.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Are silencers really that big on SMGs, Jay?
I don't know.
He's got the weird wide stance. They're like, what?
I don't know why you would have a silencer on there right now.
Everything's on fire. Shh. We gotta stay quiet, guys.
Oh, man.
You can see. Oh, looks like Michael Jackson.
And the Oscar goes to Johnny Depp.
Yeah. I was a Johnny Depp fan at the time. I didn't know, like, in the next, 15 years, he'd be taking horrible roles, doing stupid things.
I probably was, too. It was the Pirates is what really turned me off of him.
Same here. First Pirates movie came out, and they're not bad movies by any
I like the first Pirates movie.
The first one came out, and everyone was talking about it, and I was a freshman in high school, and I was just like, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't care. And then that's when the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake came out, and I was like, all right, well, fuck this.
I saw that one on a date, too.
Yeah.
No.
Jessica Biel's ass, though.
Yeah. Lee Army, and then Jessica Biel, just everything, not just her ass or her tits, just like the cowboy hat and a white see-through shirt. It just made everything for me.
There was a dude that just walked around on his knees like for weeks, just like right behind her, like because there's so many shots in that movie. I mean, it's really gratuitous. I mean, I appreciate it, but yeah, it's a bit much.
Which movie?
Michael Bay's brother. He got that job.
Which movie is it?
The Texas Chainsaw remake.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Dude,
there's a great shot of her in Blade Trinity where she's like nude in the shower, sitting with her knees up, and you can just see like the dimensions of her ass from the front. It's quite amazing.
I keep saying this. Out of all the reboots for the franchises and all the sequels and stuff, TCM reboots. I know you're not a fan, Cole, of Jordana Brewster, but they had Jessica Biel, Jordana Brewster, and Alexandra Daddario in 3 of the shittiest remakes of all time, in like prequels. Those are like 3 of the.
I don't remember who Jordana Brewster is. Who is she?
Google search.
What?
Fast and the Furious. She's in those movies.
Oh, So it's not that I'm not a fan. It's like I just legitimately don't know her. I have not seen her in things.
No. Jordana Brewster's in the first Fast and the Furious movie. You said Alexandra Daddario, right?
Yeah.
She's in True Detective. She takes her top off or her shirt off.
In the first season?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's the wife of who? Jay, help me out.
Oh, she's what's his name's wife?
Yep, that's her.
No, not wife.
Oh, is she the prostitute?
Yeah. No, not a prostitute, just a girlfriend on the side.
Yeah, but she was a prostitute. I remember. She was like an underage prostitute when he rescued her. That's why it was so fucked up. She was like a 14-year-old prostitute that he saved from like sex trafficking, and then a few years later
really?
he's
Okay.
fucking her. Yeah.
I'd forgotten that. I mean, at that point, she's just a girl on the side.
Anyway,
It's still really weird considering how they met.
I don't know if you saw the movie, but that's the chick who's in Texas Chainsaw 3D. So
Yeah, I saw that, but I don't really remember it.
She's in the new Baywatch too.
We could have watched that. That's on my Netflix.
It's on Prime.
That's pretty anticlimactic how easily he kills the main guy. He just blows his knees off and then finishes him. I mean, for a movie full of over-the-top action, that's kind of disappointing. How easily he takes out the main bad guy.
And again, he's like a spider monkey.
Yeah. She still has to get hers.
ooh, that's sexy.
Yeah.
Boom.
FBI, open up. You can search whatever you want, baby.
Oh yeah.
Blah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not the main guy, but it's the guy
Dark
that killed his. It's the guy that killed his girlfriend. So yes, the main guy is still alive, as we see here. I can't remember what happens to her. I think Johnny Depp gets her back. Damn, Eva Mendes.
Have extreme sense of hearing and smell.
Yeah.
After my 3 hours of being blind.
I mean, he did get shot in both legs, so he's kind of useless. It's actually not the blind thing. Remember, it's the fake arm that gets her again.
Oh, no, I don't remember much about this movie. I've only seen it a time or two.
He gets her with the fake arm, which shows kind of tremendous foresight. Like, how do you know that anybody would come, or if they get close to him? But anyway, boom.
He's just waiting there.
I hope I can use my fake arm one more time before I die.
Glad I brought this.
Just turns out to be perfect that he gets to do it to her. Treacherous bitch. He gets a nice pep talk here from the little gum boy.
Oh my god, this movie's so violent. Jesus.
And
Yeah.
his hair sticking out of
Dark
the
man
bandages.
Your daughter's dead. Oh shit, he's still alive. That's like I think I've said this before, that's like the worst male name I've ever heard in my life in any language. Jorge.
What?
Jorge.
Oh.
I can't think of a worse name to give like a male. It sounds
Damien?
awful.
George, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's the Spanish equivalent of George, but it just sounds Jorge.
Uh-huh. Juan.
Miguel.
Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You got shot in the back. Hey, Mickey. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but he did get shot in the back.
Dogs was kind of odd.
I hate dogs that can fit into purses. I really do.
I don't hate them. I feel sorry for them if that's what people do to them. They don't deserve that.
I like cats. I like dogs unless they can fit into a purse. Saint Bernard to a French bulldog. Okay, if they can fit into a purse, gay as fuck. Get rid of them forever.
Dog
Some
can't
are
help
okay.
what it is. I just resent people using them as accessories. I mean, it's a living thing.
As accessories.
Well,
Like,
that is what those rich bitches do. They
Yeah.
basically use those little dogs.
Look at that. It's fucking hideous. Just, oh, God. Jesus. Off-screen death on Friday the 13th.
Well, that's a Chihuahua. That's like that's the dog of Mexico, right? Chihuahua.
Yeah, it's asleep right now.
He filmed the Taco Bell commercial earlier. He's spent.
It's a little surprising, like that isn't the way they reference stuff in this movie. I'm really surprised, like there isn't like a Yokira Taco Bell thing going on in this movie. Yeah, you will be.
Awesome
I love how the wise 10-year-old tells him that he'll be okay. I know that you were betrayed by your girlfriend and had your eyes ripped out, and you don't really have anywhere to go because you're a rogue CIA agent who probably would go to jail if they caught you, but you'll be okay. Take it from me, a 10-year-old gum vendor. Look at the
You want to buy some
president.
gum?
The president's dressed like a mariachi. It's hilarious.
Comes in the shittiest fucking limo. It's like...
It's like a PT Cruiser limo.
And I remember like a couple of years ago, there was a Hummer limo zipping around downtown here. I remember kind of following it because I just wanted to see what asshole was in it, but I never did.
They have those things all over in our country.
Yeah,
if you have money, sky's the limit, man. You can be the biggest douchebag you ever want to be.
I just have to imagine this was probably a pretty big douchebag, but I never got to look at him. Never came out.
Whenever there's like prom or the casino.
That's how you can instantly tell what kids' parents have money. They have like, fucking black Hummer, the new H69 fucking shit.
Man, prom's the biggest fucking farce. I mean, I went to my prom. I did it, but I did not enjoy it.
I'm glad I never went to any of them. I'm so happy.
I didn't go to mine. I went to a few dances, but not the prom.
Well, I went to my prom, and it was fine. But like, there's just so many people that make it seem like it's the most important thing in the world.
Yeah, it's like everything else. It's
Oh, and that's how you end these movies.
Viva la Mexico.
Viva la Mexico, yeah.
Canelo
That
Alvarez.
was Once a Time in Mexico. Over the top action fest by Robert Rodriguez. And I just saw Alita Battle Angel, directed by Robert Rodriguez, which I actually liked very much. I didn't have much. It was a movie that millions of years ago, back when Avatar finally came out, I was excited about because I was like, yeah, that's going to be the next thing James Cameron does. He's going to do that. And I knew a little bit about the manga. I'd read some of the manga forever ago. I was like, that's going to be cool because James Cameron could actually do something like that. And then like it just went into development hell and nobody talked about it. And then when it was finally coming out, it's like, yeah, it's going to come out in February. Oh, he's not directing anymore. What Rodriguez is. I was like, there's no way this is going to be any good. But it was actually still pretty good. But I still feel bad. I wish that Cameron had stuck with it. I think it might have been a better movie if he had, because he's better at doing stuff like, conveying a sense of grandeur. That's kind of his thing. Rodriguez didn't do a bad job or anything. But I did like it. I'm glad I went. It was fun.
Yeah, I need to go watch that.
I mean, it's not going to be for everybody. It's cartoony and stuff. It's got like massive machine things with like human faces plastered on them going out and stuff. But I don't know if you like sci-fi and bizarre stuff, it's fun. The weirdest thing I've heard there was, of course, because now every time any movie anywhere comes out, there's always some sort of backlash. And I've heard there's a backlash against Alita of people saying that they sexualize the lead. I promise you that is not the case. Because usually when you're like over-sexualizing a female character in a movie, what are you doing? You're putting them like in skimpy clothes that don't make sense so they can show off like tits and ass. They do not do this in this movie. Oh yeah, and she doesn't have tits and ass. The movie points out to you that she doesn't have genitals. She doesn't have breasts. They show, she's basically a face with like a doll body thing. And she's not like a boom body either. She's like, she barely has like a rise here for her chest. Like that's it. So I don't know how anybody could possibly extrapolate that they sexualize the lead, because they show us everything, and they show, well, she's pretty non-sexual actually, because she doesn't even have
that was
sex parts, but you know,
that was probably
parts.
like geared up before it even came out. You know, they were ready to say that.
Just ridiculous.
It's the world we live in, man. It's like everything has to be under the microscope. You know, no one can just appreciate anything anymore. It's got to be, well, it didn't have enough of this or that. Or
I would like to know what like the perfect movie is then, for like the people that, you know, they have an issue with this or that, and like, okay, what's the movie that like fulfilled everything, you know,
apparently
for you?
Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther did everything perfectly.
Apparently,
fine,
well.
I don't care. I don't dislike Black Panther. It was fine. I think it's one of the lesser Marvel films, but it's fine.
It was like nominated for an Academy Award, right?
Yeah, and doesn't that really seem weird?
Very.
It seems like a real agenda. I mean, we won't get on it again because it could be taken the wrong way, but it really just seems like they're like, oh, okay, you know, superhero movies are garbage, they're trash. They could never get, you know, nominated. But here's a superhero movie that's about, like, you know, an African character that deals with African and African American identity, and most of the characters are black. So of course that's a whole different thing, apparently. That just
I mean, what about like Blade, where like it's not even really mentioned that he's a black guy? It's just part of who the character is, you know.
Which to me is more progressive.
Exactly.
Because it's just, you know, letting him be who he is. Without, you know, it's the bigger struggle is that he's a vampire than you know, his race. You know, but in this, it's like, yeah, by making race like an issue.
Yeah.
That, I don't know, that seems kind of backwards to me. Again, I'm not saying people shouldn't like celebrate race and things like that. Of course they should, and I do enjoy how they sort of do it in Black Panther, because I don't know much about some of the African stuff, but I can only assume that when they're showing the African stuff, it's not just a bunch of made up bullshit. You know, that wouldn't fly. It's actually like the real stuff. So that's kind of nice to see in the movie. Fine, but again, it's not really that important. It's the backdrop of the movie. It's not the. Anyway,
well, I mean, maybe get an African actor instead of like Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, he does kind of stick out.
I mean,
but,
he sticks out in everything. It's just because.
But that does bother me as somebody who's a big comic book fan and stuff. That you know, these movies are seen as disposable garbage and they're not good, and you know they're not on the same level as other movies. But now that we have this movie, which has you know this sort of like, I guess, racial element to it, that puts it on a higher level. I don't buy into that. Again, I like the movie fine. I don't dislike it, and I'm happy for its success. I really am. I don't know.
I mean, there's plenty of black superheroes like Storm, you know, Blade. Yeah. There's plenty that have already been represented in film too that no one, you know, seems to mention.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we can all, you know, admit that it wouldn't have been as successful had that not been part of the push for the film. And, you know, that's fine. You know, more power to them. It's what you got to do to sell tickets.
Yeah. I mean, I guess a lot of people liked that interpretation of Killmonger, but I didn't. And because Killmonger's whole mandate was like a racial thing. That's not Killmonger in the comics.
Yeah.
Killmonger wasn't secretly a member of the royal family. Killmonger wasn't a guy that wanted to put advanced weaponry into the hands of oppressed blacks around the world. I'm not saying you can't do a different spin on the character. That's fine. I'm just saying they seem to really have an agenda with it. And as I said, I always thought Killmonger's kind of a shitty villain because he seems beneath Black Panther the way they did it. Like, it seems kind of pathetic that Black Panther gets taken down by him. It takes him about 5 seconds to waltz into the country and take over.
Yeah.
I thought that was a real problem with the movie. But anyway.
You know, he's supposed to be coming back in Black Panther 2.
I thought he was killed.
The theories are Captain Marvel is going to do some sort of alternate reality.
Oh, God, really? An alternate reality? In a way, that makes me happy because finally these are becoming more like comic books. That would be cool if that happens, I guess, although I don't want them to waste it on Killmonger. Because, I mean, that was my big complaint when they were making, you know, older movies and stuff like that. Because they always had to keep things really simple. It's like, okay, here's an origin story, and here's, like, the first bad guy they ever fought, and that's the movie, because we don't want to confuse the public. And that's why it was so frustrating to see, like, you know, Superman Returns or whatever. And it's just like, oh look, it's the first Superman movie since the '80s. It's the fifth Superman movie, you can believe it. And guess what? It's going to be Superman, and he's going to fight Lex Luthor. And the plot is Lex Luthor has some sort of scam involving real estate. Oh, and he won't throw any punches either. And I'm just thinking, man, in the comics, Superman has traveled through time, gone to other planets, gone to other dimensions, been killed, come back to life, fought all sorts of demons and things. And, you know, they just think, oh, we can't handle that for a movie. That's why I always thought,
Right.
like, it's probably good that, you know, that Death of Superman movie or that Superman Lives movie didn't happen because there's so many things wrong with it. But I at least give it credit for really going out there. It was going to have Superman actually be dead for a while and come back. Brainiac was going to be the villain. All that was at least comic booky. I mean, which makes sense because it was being written by Kevin Smith at the time, right? And he was a comic book guy. And so, like, even though I'm really glad we didn't have to see a world where, like, a weird greased up Nick Cage was Superman. Still, to think that from all that we wound up with Returns, such a bland, crappy, horrible movie.
That was the one in like 2005 or something, right?
Yeah,
Which
just a terrible movie.
I haven't seen it in years, but yeah.
Me neither. But I remember it really well, even though I would never put myself through it. It's just so boring and terrible.
Kevin Spacey was in it?
Kevin Spacey was friggin'
Yeah.
Lex Luthor. It was terrible.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the same way I feel about how they brought Doomsday out so fast. It's like we're only like 2 or 3 movies into this franchise, and you know.
And again, they just reduced Doomsday to like some just like big monster that they made, some big gray lump.
It's like they've got to go straight, you know, to the what people know. You know.
Well, even if they did, then why didn't they make Doomsday decent? Like it's too big. He doesn't have the spikes. And I mean, he's just something that like Lex Luthor made by accident. I don't like that at all.
Stupid. The whole movie was stupid. So
very stupid.
Was that was Batman versus Superman, right? That had that.
Yeah.
I've totally like tried to forget as much of that as possible. I did not care for that movie.
It's so bad. It's really bad.
And I haven't even seen Justice League, so.
Justice League is it's not really that it's bad. It's just I've said this before. For a $300 million movie with like tons of stuff going on, it is forgettable. Like I saw it twice when I was in Sydney over like Christmas or whatever, like last year. I watched it twice, and I still don't remember it. I remember everything had sort of like a weird red tinge. But really, like I can't really remember. It's just a bunch of stuff blowing up, and I don't know. It's like a Transformers movie.
Yeah.
And the humor felt weird and out of place. Like DC can't do humor the way Marvel does.
That's where they brought in James Gunn, right?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Like the hat. Bam, Roots, getting back to it, baby.
Is that the Yankees?
Because it was Zack, not Zack.
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder, yeah, and his daughter or whatever died or killed herself.
Something happened.
I mean, he left the project, even though he probably got quietly fired off of the project. And was it James Gunn that came in?
I don't know.
It was some other director that came in and did no, not him. It was the guy that did Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
The movie didn't really feel like Joss Whedon, though. I mean, I give Joss Whedon credit. Isn't he the guy that directed the first Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a really good job for that.
Yeah, did you see the third Avengers? You've seen it, right?
Me?
Yeah. Something
is that Infinity Squad?
Infinity War.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen Infinity War.
Infinity Squad, that's like the ghetto version. Yo, we the Avengers, motherfucker. What's up?
We all turn to dust and shit.
Yo, you ain't got those Jordans. We all gonna die, motherfucker.
Yeah,
I gotta see that before the new one comes out. So March is about to start. Is anything else coming out besides Captain Marvel that's like worth even thinking about?
I think so. There's two I want to see that I think are in April, and those are give me a second, it will come to me. The Pet Cemetery remake.
Oh, that's
yeah.
it. Okay.
And also in April, I didn't even know until about a couple weeks ago when I read the date, is the new Hellboy is coming out in April. I had no idea it was coming out that fast.
Me either.
And I don't know hardly anything about it. But anyway, I'm a fan of Hellboy, so. And even though I do like the Hellboy movies, particularly the second, like I've always thought like the character's a bit off in the movies. Like he's really grouchy and like weird. He's not like that. In the comics, he's very friendly and good natured. But for whatever reason, I no problem with Ron Perlman. He does a really great job. But Ron Perlman plays him as really surly, and that just never sat well with me. So we'll see what they do with this. I don't even know who this guy is, but it looks really good.
It's the guy from Stranger Things. That's why you don't recognize him. He's like the main cop guy.
Oh, it's the cop. No, he's a good actor. He's the best part about the show, in my opinion. He's just a cop. Like sci-fi shit's taking over the fucking world and galaxies and shit and interdimensions, and he's like, "Fuck this," and he's just like drinking and smoking and like hating his life.
Yeah,
it's fucking.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I've seen him out of the makeup. I just know what he looks like as Hellboy. But anyway, so those are both I think coming out in April. So I'll be getting to them unless something stops me.
I'm hoping the new Pet Cemetery is good. I'm hoping, but
I've heard that the trailer gives away quite a bit.
I heard that too, but I don't know which trailer that meant because when I saw Battle Angel, they played a trailer in the theater for Pet Cemetery, and it didn't seem to give anything away. At least, I mean, unless you're worried about like not knowing what Pet Cemetery is. I mean, don't people know? Like, I mean, I guess it gives it away in that it shows that like definitely something happens if you bury somebody there. But isn't that the whole fucking premise? Like, even if you're reading the book, you're not going to go, "Whoa, I didn't know that was coming." So I don't know. Maybe it's like a second trailer because the trailer I saw was, fairly standard. It didn't seem to be loaded with spoilers, as far as I could tell. I mean, it shows the cat acting demonic, but okay, and it has. As I said before,
like a mask.
Yeah, when they're telling the story about like kids going into the woods, which is fine. Yeah, I guess the John Lithgow is good, but it's too bad. And I guess it's true. Like it's better that he doesn't do the accent, but I love that guy. I
do too.
Yeah, you don't want to go over there.
Fred Gwynn, is that it?
I think that's his name. Yeah, a lot of history on that mountain. Yeah, I don't want to go down that road. Oh,
it's like All My Neighbors.
Road. Don't go down that road.
Yeah, road.
Dude, the way they slang A's, man, it's vicious here.
Really?
Oh, I love them though. Oh yeah, anything. That was hard, and then they say wicked a lot. That's all of them.
Do they really? Okay, that's not
what they do in Boston. Yeah, that's like a Boston.
Over New England, and then you hit New York. You go from Mass to New York. No one fucking says it. No one at all. So yeah, when I'm like in Massachusetts or in Maine, it's like I was a wicked crazy storm, and I'm like, all right, fucking, and then anything with an A or an A with an R combined is like you'll just be like doing something like taking like a cab or something or just and they'll be like, my credit card was declined. Just like, whoa, or you just be at like a restaurant, just like some like diner or something, and they just hit an A and an R together.
Yeah, when I was really really young, like probably before I was like 12. We used to get a station out of Maine that I used to watch stuff on, and some of the stuff I taped around Christmas is on there and stuff. And I remember we used to get commercials with it, and like I just, I was a kid back then, so I didn't have any sense of like geography the way I do now or things like that. So I was just really mystified by the way these people talked, and I didn't know where it was from or anything like that. It was funny.
And it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's one thing if it's older people or if it's kids, but when it's a woman who's like 18 to like 40. And they just hit a hard A. I was like, that was a wicked good time. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. When I was in Boston, I spent my time like hiding like giggles when people talked to me because I was so amused by their accents. I remember going to a place and ordering pizza and stuff, and this guy yelling back to the other in his harsh Boston accent that I won't try to attempt, and I was just like, yeah. It's funny.
It's so
because it comes out of everybody. I think it's because part of it is like seeing it on TV. Like, okay, I know what the Boston accent is, but I see like a bunch of tough cops saying it. But the whole point is everybody has it, right? So like the guy who was getting my pizza was like this skinny 21-year-old guy with like glasses, and it just seemed really weird coming out of him. I think that's why. Like I was used to the accent sort of through like TV, where like it's a bunch of tough cops or the bad guys they're chasing or something, because that's what I see.
Now think of a doctor who's
just everybody.
Think of a doctor who's so educated you couldn't even come close, and she's like a Victoria's Secret model status. That's how hot she is. And then she just fucking hits like a Ben Affleck movie accent, and you're just like, whoa.
Is that making your dick hard?
I've never seen a doctor that hot. I've never seen a doctor that attractive.
Are you feeling any pain? I can't do it. Yes, give me oxys, please. Tell me I'm not here right now.
All right, so that's going to do it for this video. Anyway, we'll see. So hope you guys enjoyed the bonus features, if there's anything. If there's anybody left watching. If you're watching, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. But anyway, thanks a lot. That was Once Upon a Time Mexico. We'll probably get together again soon to do another one in the next week or so, because we like doing these and they're fun.
Anime.
So until next time, peace out, guys. Thanks. Have a good night. Bye-bye.